Hello, and welcome to the second episode of Real Estate Cookies. This is Steve, and let's get into some bite sized chunks on how to understand investing in real estate. So, I get asked all the time, could you teach me real estate? And that's what we're doing here. We're putting the cookies on the bottom shelf in bite sized chunks so you can take them as you go. But I want to start off with the first thing I usually get is I say, why do you want to invest in real estate? And individuals will always come with some version of we want passive income. We want passive income for now, we want passive income for later. Every once in a while, we want to build equity. We want to have something of value later on when we're ready to retire. And I say, well, how do you anticipate on making this happen? And normally, it comes back with we're going to buy some single family homes and rent them out, and until I get enough so I can live on the cash flow. And I want to tell you something. All right. I don't want to downplay everything, but I want to tell you off the bat that don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype that you are going to purchase 5 or 6 single family homes and live off that cash flow and quit your job. All right. There's a lot of steps in between that. And if you want to have cash flow coming in to supplement an income, buy a house or two. If you want to have retirement built up while someone else pays down your mortgage, buy a couple houses. There are rules that have to be understood in order to get to a mass of real estate owned that you can live on the passive income. There are rules for lending that will limit you from getting over 3 and 4 houses if you don't understand how to get around them. You're going to have limits in your own cash flow, limits in your own credit, limits in your own time to get to the mass you need to replace your income. So number one rule is you got to very clearly define your goals. Why do you want to invest in real estate? If your goal is to quit your job and do this full time, there's a lot of learning you need to do. It is possible, but not with the paradigm that you're thinking of buy 6 or 7 houses and then quit my job. It doesn't work. The math doesn't work. Believe me, I've been there. I personally had about 6 houses. I did the math on cash flow and went part-time in my job and then quit my job because on paper, it was supposed to work. But there's a lot of dirty secrets in there that they're not going to tell you until you get into it. And I'll tell you right now, 6 houses, cash flowing $300-400 a month, it doesn't pay the bills because it's very fluctuating cash flow. And so the first thing I would tell you is do not believe the hype. If you want to live on cash flow, all right, which I do now. We have real estate and businesses. We live on cash flow, and my wife and I are extraordinarily happy, and I want to teach you how to do it. I don't want to discourage you that it can't be done. It just cannot be done the way you think that it's done. I would tell anybody you're going to get into commercial real estate and you're going to get into commercial lending. You're going to get into multifamily and you're going to get into rehab and you're going to get into all different aspects of real estate if you want to live off of it. So you have to determine what kind of investor you want to be. And my job here in the Real Estate Cookies is to take you and describe the different types of things so you can pick from it. And I'll do that in future classes. Okay. But today, for our second one, I want to give you a principle. The principle is gold. I'm telling you, it is gold if you think about it. All right. You have to think about this. The principle is good deals attract money. Good deals attract money. That is the principle that will establish the foundation of your real estate investing career. Good deals attract money. Now, first off, I'm going to take this principle, I'm going to explain it in 2 different ways. First way is that you yourself have to be a good deal. What do I mean by that? Well, should people give you money? Are you a good risk? Are you a good deal? Do you say what you're going to do? Do you do what you say you're going to do? Do you show up when you say you're going to show up? Will you work hard? Will you go sweep the floor if it needs swept? When they say they need your financials, will you put the time in to get in the financials? Will you turn off the TV at night and work when you don't want to because someone's required something of you to run your own business. Are you a good deal? Would someone investing money in you get a return? And that may not be you right now. And the best thing you can do is admit it and then change it. If you owe a lot of people money, if your relationships aren't in order, if your income isn't steady, I didn't say a lot. It just has to be steady. You don't have to be wealthy, but you do have to be organized and you have to be steady. You have to be a good credit risk. That may be for a bank to give you money, or for an investor to give you money, or for a buyer to trust you with a contract. You have to be in order. So you do not have to be wealthy. Again, I'll say that, but you have to be in order, meaning that you do what you say you're going to do. You are a good deal. If someone puts trust in you, they're going to get a return. If someone gives you money, they're going to get a return. So that is key number one. Good deals attract money. You yourself have to be a good deal. If you're not trustworthy, you'll never make it in this business. People talk. It's a small community. Lenders won't work with you. Banks won't work with you. Investors won't work with you. Now with online reviews, no one will work with you. So you have to be a good deal. Number one thing, get your house in order. Get your income steady. Get your credit good, if not excellent, but at least get it good. Pay off creditors, pay off debt. Get all those things in order. Now, when we started investing, I had some credit card debt. You don't have to be perfect, okay? But I had decent credit, okay? So I looked decent if I went somewhere to get credit. So those are things you got to have in order. Good deals attract money. And if you are a good deal yourself, you will attract money. You'll attract money of investors, bankers, mortgage lenders, private investors. You'll attract money if you are a good deal. Quick story. We were doing a real estate investment. We needed cash to get it done. We talked to an individual who was very skeptical, very hard to trust us in the beginning, but we jumped through all the loopholes, did everything that they wanted to see. They gave us some cash, a couple $1,000. We put it into the deal, did the deal, sold the deal, brought the cash back, and they gave us, let's say it's $5,000. They got back $2,000. She redid her kitchen. This is a true story. She got the money. Oh, I'm so excited. She redid her kitchen. She goes, when is your next deal? We were a good deal because we did what we said we were going to do. And we had the next deal now. We said, well, would you like to invest? Guess what they said? Absolutely. They invested in the deal, did it, returned their investment, gave them cash back. Now we had their trust. And we were a good deal, therefore we attracted money. And what was interesting, a friend of theirs came over and saw their kitchen that got redone and said, oh, your kitchen's beautiful. This looks really nice. They said, yeah, you know how we afforded it? We invested with this guy. I have a guy. And they said, well, we want to invest. And so they came to us and wanted to invest as well. Good deals attract money. We were a good deal. You gave us money, we gave you a return. And all the money we needed to do deals because they could trust us. So that number one principle, good deals attract money. First part of that, you have to be a good deal. Okay? Second off, good deals attract money. The key principle here is everyone always looks at what they can afford. Okay, so I can only afford, if you're in the Midwest, I can afford a house of $200,000. If you're in California, whatever that number is going to be. They look at what they can afford, and that's the frame at which they look at deals in. The problem with that is you're looking at it backwards, basically, because you want to look at things from the perspective of, does the deal make money? I don't care if you can't afford it. It may be way over your head. But the key thing to learn as an investor is to be able to spot a deal. You have to be able to look at a property, a project, and be able to break it down and make it pencil out so that it makes money. And if you do that, and you can break deals down to where they make money, that's the key thing. Because then you can attract money to it. Good deals attract money. Find good deals. And even if you find a deal that's way over your head, and you see that it makes money, and you take it to someone who has the money, who has the expertise, and you say, look, I did the work and I think this thing makes money, and you show it to them, they will look at it and go, this does make money. Or they're going to go, actually, it doesn't. You forgot these 5 things. What have you done? You got an education, you build trust with somebody, then you go do it again. I tell people all the time, don't worry about where the money's going to come from. Don't worry about if you could actually do it or not. Go find deals. If you get the art of finding deals, you'll find money. Because again, the core principle, good deals attract money. And so many people spend time on what they can afford and putting it in a tiny little box of like, well, I can only spend this much. They say, well, I have $20,000 for a down payment for an investment, which means I can only buy a house for this much, which means I'll only look in these parameters. It's completely wrong. You need to be just throw that out the window. Look for deals. And if you can only put 20,000 in, you might pull someone in for something else. But you have to look at it from a different perspective. All right? And so I'm not trying to be fancy with this or complicated. I'm just telling you the first off thing, real estate investing is so much up here. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Someone once told me that, and it's such great advice. It's so much up here. You have to be thinking correctly. And I like to teach in principles because I can give you a contract that has all the right stuff in it, but you'll never use it if your mindset isn't right. And I can give you a perfect neighborhood to invest in, but you'll never use it if your mindset isn't right. Okay? So again, first lesson here, good deals attract money. Get your house in order. And number 2, good deals attract money. Stay tuned to our channel so I can show you how to spot deals and then what to do with them. All right? Sound good? Come back next week. We'll get into more stuff. But first off, let's work on our mindset. Good deals attract money. Take care.